Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Royce from Palo Mal. Welcome to my channel. This is part 11 of the massive build. Just wanted to show you guys quick where I left off with the wheels and tires. I had gotten them all mounted, and the backs were actually pretty easy to mount. I guess I had it confused with the Pocker ones, perhaps, but they were very easy to just snap in, and I didn't have to soak anything in hot water, anything like that. It was very easy. So here they are, finished. I'm pretty excited about them. I think they turned out great. I'm pretty happy with them. So that's that. Pretty simple techniques on them to achieve a slightly used look, and fairly happy with them. So I shall move on to working on the next step here in the book. It's been a while since I got back at it, so we will slide it this way. Where we at? Page 169, and I will pick up. I was still working on trying to get all the brake lines routed, and yeah, it's kind of a pain. So I'm still not sure exactly how I'm going to pull that off yet. So, and to mate the hard lines together with the soft lines there, I thought I had some hollow styrene tubing here. Um, I had ordered a whole bunch of styrene from the House of Hobbies in Burbank or whatever it is. I forget their store on eBay. They're not sponsored, but I get stuff from California pretty quickly to Pennsylvania in just a few days from those guys. I have the whole stack of styrene I had just bought. I don't know where it's at now, but I was thinking maybe hollow section of that would connect them together or something, and I don't know. I ordered some hex rod to make some nuts as well. So I'll get cracking at this, and we will see in a little bit. Also, I wasn't sure if you guys saw my little skids, my little wood pallets. I got those at Dollar Tree, and I weathered them. I think they're great. And they have one's a little bit longer than the other. I thought that might look really good with the engine. So that's where we're at with that. And if you guys are curious about my weathering techniques for the pallets, I might do a separate video for them. Wasn't sure if anyone saw these or not on Instagram. I posted some pictures on there, and I think they look really, really look great with the scale of for any 1/8 scale car parts. I think will look awesome. So if you have any of the other 1/8 scale models, I think that would work great for that. Here's my Yog Tiger in the back here. If anyone ever wants to see me finish building that, I should probably get moving on that some decade. I don't know. It's been there for quite a while. So maybe I'll do a build on that sometime. But there we are. Just thought that was a fun little shot. All right, I'm on page 174, 175. They have you mount this roll bar hoop back support, and it's just 4 BM screws, pretty easy. And I like how everything's fitting together. It's a little messy back here with the speaker hanging and everything, but you know, you say what you will about mounting things together with screws, but I tell you what, it seems to be very strong. So the next, what they have you do with that pack, I think it was pack 38. It comes with 2 oil lines. I'm not going to use the oil lines, but I'm already looking here at seeing on page 175 It's going to go back into engine detailing. So I have a feeling I'm going to be mounting the engine here soon. Let's just take a sneak peek. Let me push this out of the way. Part kit 38 is up next, which I already did pull out of the box of parts. I have a feeling they're going to be mounting the engine here soon. Kind of going to do a little spoiler here and just move ahead a little bit. Page 177. Fuel filter, which I have that pulled out already there. See how everything is in little packs. It's just crazy how everything, I couldn't imagine what they spend in packaging to put all this together. It's just crazy. Everything is, it's kind of wasteful as well though, but just picturing all this going to a landfill. But anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, right here next. Wow, getting ready to put the motor in on page 179. Crazy. Wow, I didn't expect that. I thought for sure, because I think the Pocker kit, I think, isn't it near the end of the build they have you put the motor in? I'm just very curious about the Pocker kit, like how much different it is. I'll have to watch some more Nigel's videos, which I always have. I have his channel linked down below. He's building a Pocker, the 71 body style 917 right now. So just kind of looking ahead here a little bit. And I do have this bag pulled out, I think up to 40. I think I have 39 or 40. Yeah, the one with the 2 coil packs. I have that over there laying out already. All right, so let me get back to where I was at. All right, so I added the 2 oil lines at page 175, where they show you here at the bottom. They do come pre-cut. I don't like the vinyl. They just look really kind of cheap, and I don't know. So this is Tamiya 2.6 millimeter braided lines. I'm not real happy with my job that I did, but I could not get them to stay. The internals of the Tamiya is so small, the hole, that you try to stretch it. Sometimes you can stick like an end of a pencil or something like that in to try to stretch it out a little bit. The bad thing is you go to do anything with them, they just fray so easily. I'm hoping, because I cut these to length to match the others, I'm hoping I have enough when I go to do the other ends here. I'm hoping I have enough I can repair that side. I don't like how that all came undone. What I was doing before on some of them, I was just dipping a little bit of clear lacquer paint in getting some on my brush and then going around the perimeter of the ends of the hose to try to keep it from fraying, but it was obviously too late on this one. So I don't know. Hopefully I can get that fixed somehow, or I don't know. We'll see when I come to that stage. So I'm not real happy with what I ended up having to do the shrink tubing method to get them to stay. And I did get some hex rod in the mail to make my own bolts. There, it didn't want to focus. I was going to use them for here, but I think they're actually the hex rod is a little too small. So that's the biggest that I could find as well. So I don't know if they make anything larger. I think that's 2 millimeters, I think is what that is. I'll have to look. I think it's 2 millimeters. Yeah, it's 2.6 millimeter. Plastistruck, is that how you say it? Plastruck is the company. I think these would work great though for making little bolts, little nuts, I should say, not the bolts themselves, but the nuts. I guess you could use them as bolt heads as well. But I had purchased a bunch of different ones. I couldn't find them at my Hobby Lobby. They only had like typical styrene rod and whatnot. So I just ordered a whole bunch off of eBay. from one seller. I think it was at Burbank, Hobbies of Burbank or whatever, out in California. But anyway, that's where we're at with that, and we'll get back at it. All right, so next up is issue 38, as they call it, and is page 177, and is mounting left side frame and fuel filter and some connections. So I will do that. And oh yeah, the engine's going in page 179, so it's coming up fast. And I think I did show the roll bar hoop there, already mounted earlier. The engine's chilling. Here we have the fuel filter housing, and I started cleaning up, sanding off all the mold lines, which are pretty prevalent on it. Very noticeable and very shiny, almost a chrome finish on it, so I'm going to have to get rid of all that. And I will look for some decent reference photos, and maybe I'll slide off to the side here and put the reference photo I find up on the left of the screen. But that's where I'm at with that, and this is the type of things that end up hogging up a lot of time. But like I said, this kit could easily be done out of the box and you'd still have plenty of enjoyment with it. It's a really decent kit. So it's just, I'm pretty anal with stuff, and a lot of the items that I'm working on, I'm trying to not get too carried away, because I know a lot of places on the car is they're not even going to be seen. And did find some clear shrink tubing in my kit from Amazon, which I do have the link, I believe, down below. So that helped. I put that on the ends to keep it from fraying anymore. So hopefully that one actually caught fire, and I had the flame pretty far away. So hopefully that'll help to keep them together till the time comes when I need them. This is my shrink tube kit. I like this one a lot. I got this off Amazon. It has some really tiny miniaturized pieces there, really, really small. And there's the clear, and there's a larger clear down here. So you could use it on a real car as well. All kinds of nice sizes there. Could really come in handy. So there's the sizes that you get with the kit. And for what I paid for it, I think it's a really nice kit. So I'll put the link down below. I think it already is there, but that's the shrink tubing. All right, so I found a pretty decent reference photo for the fuel filter. I really couldn't find any pictures, and you can kind of see the top has almost a cast brown color to it, which is probably magnesium, I would assume. That's why it has that turned to like a brown color. The bottom perhaps is aluminum or aluminium, wherever, depending on when you live and how you pronounce it. So you can see clearly the effort that is, or would it be what I want to say, lack of effort on with the one that came with the kit. They kind of have a hex, they kind of have hex bolts on the side to represent some kind of fittings going in, but it looks like it's missing a purge port on the top, perhaps. I'm not sure what that is up top there. I don't know, but it looks like I have it up correct though. I mean, this one looks like it has a drain port on the bottom of it. I don't know if this one labeled 5 has that or not, but I will go off the colors off of this, and this is the long tail from the factory. So pretty much would be fairly unmolested as far as, in my opinion. I think they kept that car. It's always been housed in a museum, so it's always been in great original condition. I do remember, I think I just pulled that out. I have that Y fitting there they give you. There's going to be a lot of braided lines I'm going to have to run coming up here. So I may end up having to order more. But anyway, there's the filter reference if anyone else needs it. Okay, and FYI, for me anyway, this is just a little tip, and something that's been working fine for me is I took to make these the hex, the anodized nuts. I just took the hex rod, and it seems to be working to get my fingers out of the way here, to actually just hold the whole stick in my hand and start drilling out the end of it to get, so I can then cut, so I can slice off, what I need to make these little nuts. So I think it's going to be a little easier. It's quite tedious. Here's what I have done so far. Just ignore the ugly backside there, but getting there. But it's a lot of work, and I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to attach. I have some two different size braided lines. This is from Detail Master. I got off eBay. This one, I don't know what size it is, and then I have the smaller, I think this might be 2mm from Tamiya. And it's almost like that's a hair too big to represent the fuel lines. And this one is probably going to be perfect, the Detail Master brand one. But the only thing is, it's an actual cable. It doesn't have a little hose in like the Tamiya. So you really can't, you got to figure out a way. Either I'm going to have to get a hold of some hollow rod or something, I guess, to make a collar so you can attach from, to mate them together from one side to the other. It's not like on this side or here where I have the elbow. I could maybe jam the Tamiya on there, which if I had the larger size would fit on there. So I got to figure that out, how I'm going to attach everything together. But I definitely do not want to use the black vinyl hoses that came with the kit. Look really bad. So I think this will be a good size, this Detail Master one, which I'm not sure. I'll have to measure, and I'm not sure what size this is. Let's see here once. Trying to do this with one hand. It's like a 1.64 millimeter or something like that. Make sure that's zeroed out. Maybe about 1.5 millimeter. So either way, it came off of eBay, and I think that was like the larger size one they sold that I could find. But not many companies make the braided lines as much as I thought. I thought there'd be more companies making them. It looks like Tamiya only has two different sizes that I could find, and then Detail Master has a lot of different sizes, but more for like 1/24 scale cars. Like I picked up this real small one, and then there's another one in there. I think it was 3 different ones I think I got from Detail Master. I forget who the seller was on eBay. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to get back at it here. Pin drill first and try to get that nice and straight. Is that centered? Kind of looks like it might be. It's hard to tell. Ouch, son of a bitch. So if you get off center, you're going to have to kind of lean the drill back and over to try to get it recentered there. It's looking a little bit better, but still off center. Real fun. That's looking a little bit better. Ugly side on that. So maybe don't use a power drill. Maybe just stick to a pin drill for doing things like this. Because this rod is actually kind of flexible. And Doesn't seem to be, has a little bit of a give to it, but so how deep are we in there? Less than a little more than 1/8 of an inch. Real fun. Good times ahead. So how far are we in now? 1/4 inch maybe? And also, I got to kind of keep my fingers pinched so it keeps it nice and straight and squished together. It seems like it wants to flex around if I don't do that. I don't want to blow out the side. Maybe I better stop now while I'm ahead there with it. And I can cut off like little pieces as I need here. All right, moment of truth here. Fishing the motor in here. I think this line is supposed to go underneath. If I can grab it. I think it goes like that. To double check. So there's a marking on the bottom, a motor mount, and then there's one on each side here that'll get a BM screw, or JM screw, I'm sorry. Let's just make sure here that I have that right. Okay, up here they show it, like one going on the top and one on the bottom. Okay, so let's get a JM screw. Looks like it's this one here. Kind of hard to tell here on the book. But I think it's that one. Yeah. Everything seems to fit really well together. So that's good. Still working on the fuel filter housing. And that's not going the greatest. I just still need to get some different items, I think, to put this together. But there's a D-shaped hole there that this goes into. Slowly getting there, though. So that's one screw in to hold the motor. And I did put clear shrink tubing on the ends here to keep this from stop fraying. I just hope so that'll go over to like here to the sump. Should be pretty cool. Hopefully all my homemade fittings and everything will look decent then. So what we could do is put the other, actually there's going to be, this line I think goes the whole way over to the other side then, but we could go ahead and put this on a while. So this will go like so, which I did put a little dab of super glue on the other one on the other side. I forget what type of screw that is. I think it's BM. Keep bumping the camera. Just put a little bit of that there on there. It's a little more than I wanted to put, but oh well. Very tight fit. So then we gotta grab some. So they'll get one screw coming up from underneath. Right there. It's not even lined up for whatever reason. This thing is getting awkward though to get this out of the way. Getting kind of awkward to hold and steady. Oh, there's another pin here that the bar's got to go there. I could put a little dab of super glue right there. Does not want to go together. What am I stuck on? This is so tight. Jeez Louise. Maybe if I put the screw in the front there first, that'll go a little easier. I don't know what I just did with that other screw. There it is, it's still on there. Maybe that'll help pull it forward. It's a limited amount of space here to get a screwdriver in. Kind of got angled a little bit. I think that should pull it forward. It looks like it is. Hoping anyway. No, it's not. What in the world? Let's disconnect some of this crap that's in the way. One less thing to deal with. There we go. Now it dropped in. So I need another BM screw. Run one from the bottom up through. It's looking pretty cool though. All right. So where are we at here? Whew. All right, so we can run, what did I say that was? The JM screw on the side. Can run that through to the motor mount. Come on, what in the world? Sweet. Very cool. So here's the brake line running to the back, the hard brake line. Just got to get that figured out, how I want to mount that. And let's go back here to the front side. All right, they do give you these silver, like chrome looking tubes. They give you some of these to connect like some of the fittings together, like this one here. They give you, I don't know. I think that what they give you doesn't look that great. It's like actual steel. Actually, I could probably, I forgot they did give me this. So I wonder how many of these there is. I could probably use that for the fuel line. It is a pretty decent size. I originally wanted to use the 2.0 Tamiya, and I started trying to put brass rod on the end, hollow rod. But this is, I just don't like how it's just safety cable basically, but I don't really like how stiff it is. Like you can't really bend it into any realistic looking shapes, I don't think. But so this is what I was hoping to use here, would be different for the fuel line. It's almost like what I have is too thin. I like this stuff, but it's almost too small. Wait, is that the one? I think it is this one. It's like from Detail Master. I like it, but it's almost too small diameter. Tamiya is almost a hair too big. So what size is this one here? Let's just check. 1.56 millimeters. So that's why I was just at a hobby shop just now, a little bit ago, trying to find some 1.5 beadalon that someone had suggested in one of the comments, and I wanted to look to see what that looked like, but they only had like 0.7 size or something. Anyway, all right, be back in a little bit. All right, quick update here. Still working on the fuel filter housing. Started painting it and getting things ready with that, and I scratch built a turn signal stalk and mechanism for the steering wheel, for the steering column, I should say. From what I could tell on the research, it's hard to find really any good pictures from the left side of the cockpit looking in. Most photographs for the 917 interior shots are taken from the right side and looking in, so it's very hard to see. I believe it's a Porsche 356A turn signal assembly, I believe is what it was. It looks like to me possibly an old Beetle or a Volkswagen bus assembly as well. So it's kind of like some of the knobs are like a squarish black that sort of taper, so I need to do a little bit more filing on that. I can just kind of pull this out. Like I just have it stuck in there, so I could do some more sanding on that and then paint the knob. It's just a fat paper clip for the stalk metal. So it's getting there. It's very slowly, but so making some progress. I custom mixed a paint color trying to get that magnesium look. So I did find in the book here, the Gordon Winslow book, another good shot of a David Piper car, and you can see the fuel filter housing there. Now it doesn't have a bigger pressure relief setup on the top, I think, is that one from the Martini Longtail, but kind of also gives like a good idea of the grayish color of the magnesium. Sometimes it looks gray, sometimes it looks more of a brown color. As you can see there, labeled number 5, the top looks like it's brown. That's the one I molded the top. I don't know if it's a regulator or if that's for a pressure relief on the top of some kind of a port there. But the other one here in the David Piper car just looks like it's a plug sticking in the top. But it gives me a good idea also how it's mounted there too with the 2 bolts. I'm not going to go that crazy with it. I don't think there's really, I mean, I probably could make something up in the back there, but no one's ever going to see it anyway, so I'm not too overly concerned about that. All right, I think I'm going to leave off here for part 11. I think that's where we're at right now, right? Part 11. And here's where I'm at so far with the running the fuel line. It'll go wrap up over and go the other side. And that's 0.5 Detail Master, which is number 5, I believe they call it, for this flex line right here. And then I used, forget what size, brass rod, hollow rod to cut the ends to get that to go together. Add a little bit of a wash on the fuel filter housing, And I will move up now and show you how I'm making out with the turn signal, lever, and assembly. I think it turned out pretty cool. Kind of hard to see that there, everything being black and gray, but it's there. At least looks better than not having anything there, I would say. So I'm pretty happy with that for a quick half-hour ordeal of making that's not too bad. I spent way too much time on this fuel filter though, and the other elbow it's coming down. I still need to run some lines there. I might need to order some more of that 0.5 detail master line. I think would be perfect for the fuel size. They just caught number 5 on eBay, but I believe it comes out to be about 0.55 or 0.6, somewhere around there. But anyways, detail master number 5 for that size line. The other two, as I mentioned before, are 2.6 Tamiya lines. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. Next up will be, when I'll start on part 12, we'll be adding this cross brace with the ignition coils. So that'll mount up above the transmission there, and that's going to be part of 12. If you like this type of video, be sure to give me a like, share, all that good stuff. I even, after being on here almost 15 years on YouTube, I had never noticed, unless it's something more recent, that there's a button now you can add, which apparently I could have added it years and years ago, but there's a little thanks button at the bottom. If you like what I'm doing, you can give me a little tip if you would like. I'd be much appreciated. But all this, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It's free and you can't beat free. And hit the bell for notifications. And until next time, I will see you guys later. You guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. Part 12 is coming, hopefully next week. It's just taking longer than I thought to do some of this, but we shall see.